Well, welcome back, guys, to day two of our devotional on the 50 Days of Heaven by Randy Alcorn. Today is day two, and we're going to start with the scripture Colossians 3, verse 1 and 2. It says, "Set your hearts on the things above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of God. Set your minds on the things above, not on earthly things." There's this great quote by C.S. Lewis in here. It says, "It is since Christians have largely ceased to think of the other world that they have become so ineffective in this one." Now, in day two, Randy unpacks the idea that as Christians, when we have our hearts and our minds set on the things above, set on the things of God, when we have our hearts set on that horizon, on that goal, the last one we talked about was keeping your eyes on the shoreline, looking ahead instead of looking at the struggle that's right in front of you. Now, if we're able to do that, if we're able to keep our eyes on the horizon, if we're able to think more often and largely more about heaven coming and value that place and value that time, we'll be extremely effective. There's a larger section of his quote in here, which I think is really amazing. I'm going to read it. Again, this is C.S. Lewis. He said, "If you read history, you'll find that the Christians who did the most for the present world were just those who thought the most of the next. The apostles themselves, who set on foot the conversion of the Roman Empire, the great men who built the Middle Ages, the English evangelicals who abolished the slave trade, all left their mark on earth precisely because their minds were occupied with heaven. They were occupied with the things that were coming." It says here, if you aim at heaven, you'll get earth thrown in. But if you aim at earth, you'll get neither. And that's so true about our faith right now. This whole series started because I was trying to find something really encouraging to share with you guys. And what encouraged me was thinking about what was coming next, what God was going to do, how this final product, this final image of this life and everything coming to culmination, what that's going to look like at the end. You can read the last chapter in the book of Revelation in the Bible, and it explains what the world is going to look like and what we're going to do. And if you can keep your mind set on that, if you're locked in a hospital in isolation, if you're self-quarantined in your home, if you can put your mind on those things, if you can put your mind on heaven and this perfect relationship that you're going to have with God there, then you can get through anything. And that's how the disciples got through everything. So I pray that this is encouraging for you. I pray that you can dwell on these things, the things of heaven, to prepare your mind and your body for that. And I pray that that's an encouragement for you. So for the glory of the Lord and the hope of the nations, stay the course.